Welcome back everybody to Extreme Off-Road Silly Bills, and today we're dealing with the 1993 Autozam AZ-1. This now has 1,270 horsepower, 901 pounds-feet of torque from a 3.4 litre turbocharged inline-6 engine. The car itself now weighs 1,825 pounds, has off-road tyres, all-wheel drive and off-road suspension, and it can only 0 to 60 in 3.983 seconds, 0 to 105.45 seconds, and going to a top speed of 203 miles an hour. Although, from how fast will it go, we know full well that this car can do a lot quicker than that with this kind of power from this engine. But still, top speed is not the priority for this series, it's how quick it can go down this route. And yeah, stat-wise, it's not looking the greatest, to be honest. The braking, launch, acceleration and speed are all fine, but the off-road capability is way on the below average side. Usually they're above 7.0 at the very least, and the handling isn't all that great either. Plus also there's obviously the fact that it's quite a short, narrow car, and that can sometimes mean that it oversteers lightly. Obviously it was rear wheel drive originally, so that's nothing extra it's having to deal with, but there is obviously more weight in the middle than there was originally as well, because it's a much bigger engine, and yeah, obviously a lot more power, more than 1200 extra horsepower. So yeah, this is going to go either way, to be honest. We haven't got anything really to compare it against either. Not had many K cars on this game before, or on this series at the very least, and yeah, such a large amount of power in what is obviously quite a small, relatively lightweight car is, yeah, something that could go either way, to be honest. Obviously it's not the lightest car that we've had on this series, but it's definitely one of the smallest. And dynamically speaking, it is obviously rather unique in being mid-engined and as small and as lightweight as it is. Who knows, that might well make it, oh, well, I was going to say maybe that'll make it agile, but that was not proving the point. The front end rose a little bit there where some of the torque came on, and we didn't have as much steering as I anticipated. Hopefully that's going to be the last of the issues. This is a car that does not drive like a lot of vehicles in this game, because it is, at the end of the day, very small, very lightweight, incredibly agile, to the point where in stock form it's fine. It's quite fun actually in terms of how quickly it can change the direction and move around, but when you've got this level of power and you're on a course as fast as this, it can be quite nerve-wracking, to be honest. And the car does like to wander a fair bit, and that's a huge amount of airtime there. We've not had airtime like that before. Checkpoint either. Yeah, we're gonna have to break our free rewind rule there a little bit, because yeah, we've never had that kind of airtime before. That's completely unanticipated. Whoa, it's just because it's so light. Oh. This is why I do generally keep the free rewind rule in place, because we end up doing this kind of thing constantly. But a car of this type, where that was completely unanticipated, that's where we usually land. But at full chat we were very nearly hitting the side of the mountain again, which yeah, has never happened before. I think any car has flown as much as that. This is a car that is very, very hard to get 100% right. Hopefully though, this means that it's going to be quick, because this being as challenging as it is. Some of the quicker vehicles that we've had on this series have been very tricky to drive, but have produced stonkingly fast times. Only concern is that it's a little bit too wayward. I'm glad is that even though the brakes are not the best in terms of the start, the fact is that we don't have much weight to actually slow down, so momentum is not the biggest of issues. That kind of thing is, I'm just going to break our rewind rule for the entirety of this thing, just because it's just not a car that we've ever had to deal with before in any kind of way like this. Yeah, most cars have some controllability to them, and have some predictable handling traits, whereas this is just, yeah, it's just not something I can anticipate in any regard in most ways, to be honest. Now, I did widen the track of the vehicle by putting the body kit on it that you can swap onto the car, just to add that bit of extra stability, but it doesn't seem to have worked that much, to be honest. At the end of the day, this is still quite a narrow vehicle. Just gets airtime and oversteer wherever it really wants. Not going to be as fast as I would anticipate for a car that is as hectic as this, though. I guess it's just too far over in that direction. But it's not the worst time, but it is substantially slower than the Ford Focus ST in the previous episode at 3 minutes 26.223 seconds. So yeah, that car was just too mad, to be honest, too much power. Could well try it out with the slightly smaller, slightly lower power V6 engine that you can put in this car, but still, that is, yeah, just too hectic of a car to be able to deal with this course. I imagine that with a lot of practice and many chances on this course that you could get it quicker, but yeah, those rewinds were enough to convince me that this car was never going to be the easiest of cars to drive, and nor one that, you know, is going to be get done in any reasonable space of time either, especially when it comes to these episodes. So yeah, but we are quicker than the likes of the Hyundai Envision 74, Ford Bronco Raptor, a Subaru Legacy RS, Polaris RZR Pro XP, Hennessy Velociraptor 6x6, Ford F-150 Lightning Platinum, a Volkswagen Golf R, and an Abarth 595 SS. But we are slightly slower than the likes of a Mitsubishi Montero Evolution, which was in the same car pack as this, an Aston Martin Valhalla concept car, Kia EV6 GT, Sierra Car 700R, a Subaru Brat GL, and a Nissan Stagea RS4V, which again was in the same car pack as this. So yeah, faster than some serious competition there, but obviously slower than several other cars, especially the, you know, from the same kind of era. So yeah, nowhere near as quick as it could have been. But again, I feel like it just had too much power, too much acceleration on the go for it to be manageable. Certainly in the space of one run, with, you know, trying to keep the rewinds to a minimum. So yeah, bit of a disappointment though, to be honest, because I really do like the car, and it was obviously monumentally fast on how fast will it go, going all the way to 3rd place I think it was. So yeah, unfortunately though, top speed is its strength, but off-roading just quite isn't, to be honest. But yeah, nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.